Hello everyone, this is the second presentation in the series of building Alexa skill. In this presentation, I'll go through the steps, a live demo of creating an Alexa skill. Before we start, it makes sense to have two windows open. So have a window open for the Amazon developer account. So this is the URL here. And then also have another window open for the AWS account, and this is the URL here. So let's have these two windows open because we'll be kind of switching from the Amazon developer account to the AWS account. So let's have these two windows open, and to start with, let's go with the Amazon developer account. And this is where you create the skill, you create the intent, the sample utterances, and so on. So let's go ahead and create skill. And the first thing we have to do is give a skill name. So we'll call this my meetup skill. So this will be the name of our skill. Click next. And this is going to be a custom. So we'll choose custom and say create skill. And on the right side, you have the checklist that we need to do to create the skill. So invocation name, so let's start with invocation name. And to invoke our skill, we'll call it my meetup skill. So anytime the user says my meetup skill, our skill gets invoked. And let's go ahead and save it. And then the next thing we want to do is we want to create an intent. So let's go to the intent tab. And there are some predefined intents already for stop, help, cancel, and so on. But we'll add a custom intent, and this is to get the meetup events. And we'll call this meetup intent. And what we'll do is we'll have some sample utterances that map to this meetup event intent. So my events can be one of the sample utterances. Give me all meetup events. We can also have my meetup events as one of the sample utterances. So all of these sample utterances, they all map to this meetup intent, and this meetup intent is the action that gets all the meetup events. So you can have any number of sample utterances here. And then let's go ahead and save this as well. And then we go into the interfaces tab. This is for all the devices that it supports, but let's just go ahead and just say build model at this time. So Amazon starts the building of the model, and once the model is built, it will let us know that the model is built. So it takes about a minute or so, and it's fairly fast. And then once it's built, it will notify us that it is complete. So fairly straightforward, the steps that we do here. So the build is successful. Fairly straightforward what we do here in the Amazon developer account. So once we've done that, we go to the endpoint here, endpoint tab, and we are going to use the AWS Lambda function. Now here, this is the skill ID. So we provided a skill name, but there is an ID, internal ID associated with it. Let's copy it to our clipboard, and let's save it for future use. So we'll make a note of the skill ID, and now we have to switch to the AWS account. So let's keep this window open, and let's switch to the AWS account, and we go to the AWS account here. And here is where we create the Lambda function, and here is where we implement the meetup intent. So let's go ahead and create function. And for the function name, I'll just call it my meetup function. And for the runtime, I'll choose the latest version of Node.js 8.10. And here I'm going to choose an existing role because I already have this role created. But what you would do is you would create a new role based on a template. So you would choose this new role from template, and for the template you would choose the simple microservice permissions. So this is what you would do, and then you would give a role name. But I'm going to choose the option where I already have an existing role, and I'm going to choose this role which I created based on the steps that I just outlined. So let's go ahead and create this function. So a boilerplate code of the function is there, but we need to implement more. So if you had followed the prerequisites, you should already have the node modules folder and the package.json file. And from the documentation, we can go ahead and download the index.js file. This one has the code, so if you go to this link, you can download the index.js file. And you will have all these files in the srcs, the source directory. Now what you want to do is you want to zip up all these files. So I'm going to zip all these files up. And the node modules contain the modules for the Alexa SDK and also for the request module. So go through the prerequisites on how to create this node modules and also the package.json file. The zip file can be named anything you want, and what we'll do is we'll upload this zip file into AWS once it's complete. So let it go through, complete the zip file, and here let's switch to the AWS console, and here you have the option of editing the code online, but what we are going to do is we're going to upload a zip file. And let's see if the zip file is complete. Yes, it is complete. So let's go ahead and upload the zip file, and we'll click upload, and we choose let's go into the C drive, meetup, source, and we'll go ahead and upload this archive.zip file. I think I'm on the wrong directory, but yeah. And let's go ahead and save it. Okay, so we have the meetup function that we've just created. Now we need to let Amazon know how we are going to trigger this meetup function. So for that, we are going to tell Amazon that this function needs to be triggered by an Alexa skill. There is some configuration required because there are multiple Alexa skills out there. So we need to tell which Alexa skill is going to trigger this function. And for that, we have the ID of the Alexa skill that we just created. So we are going to tell that this Alexa skill with this ID can trigger this meetup function. So hope that makes sense. So this meetup function that we just created, this Lambda function, can be triggered by an Alexa skill, and this Alexa skill has an ID, and that's the ID that we provide here. And then let's go ahead and save it. And there is also a location for this Lambda function. Now we need to let the skill know where the location of this Lambda function is. So let's copy this location of this meetup function, this Lambda function. And now we have to switch back to the Amazon developer account, which we will do right now. And here we are saying, hey, this is the location of my Lambda function. And the meetup intent is implemented in this Lambda function. And then we save this endpoint as well. So at this moment, we have everything configured correctly. So we've created the skill, we've done the sample utterances, we have the meetup intent, and then we went to the AWS Lambda. We created a function there. We actually uploaded the function there. And then we said, hey, that function needs to be triggered by an Alexa skill. We provided the ID of the Alexa skill. And then on the Alexa skill, we said, hey, this is the location of the Lambda function. So at this time, we are ready to test the Alexa skill itself. So we can go into test. And then we want to enable this test because right now this is disabled. And the invocation name we gave was my meetup skill. So this will invoke our Alexa skill. So at this time, the skill is invoked by calling my meetup skill.
Welcome to Meetup Skills. You can get all Meetup events by saying my events. You can get all Meetup events by saying my events.
Utterance to get all our meetup events as well. Now
Here are the events in the group. Event 1 FIFA World Cup Doubleheader, June 23, 2018. Event 2 Potluck of Art.
You can also do the same test with your Amazon app on your iPhone or your Android. So what you do is you open the Amazon app on your iPhone, and on the top right hand corner you will see an icon for the Amazon Echo device. So click on that. My meetup skill.
Welcome to Meetup Skills. You can get all Meetup events by saying my events.
My events.
Here are the events in the group. Event 1 FIFA World Cup Doubleheader, June 23, 2018. Event 2 Potluck of Art, June 23, 2018. Event 3 Nerds Unite. Knowledge transfer.
Yeah, so you get the idea. So you can test it on your iPhone device or your Android device, or you can even test it on the actual Amazon Echo device. So that is the end of this presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you very much. Bye.